Alright, here we are in Blender. I want to start by introducing a special use case for our add-on, Bildeform. As you might already know, its primary function is to generate bas reliefs from 3D models. But in this tutorial, I want to demonstrate a powerful secondary workflow, using Bildeform to create height maps from 3D assets that we can then leverage as alpha brushes in Blender Sculpt mode. Using a height map from a real 3D model as an alpha brush can dramatically streamline sculpting workflows. Imagine deriving surface details directly from existing geometry, then stamping or blending them into other meshes during sculpt. The benefits are truly impressive. You can quickly transfer architectural details, ornaments, patterns, or organic forms into your sculpt session without manual painting. So let's dive in and see how to do this. To demonstrate this, I've prepared this stone gate scene. If I select the top pediment and go into edit mode, you'll see I've already subdivided this area to ensure it has enough polygonal resolution to receive the high fidelity sculpted details. The plan is to take two separate 3D models I have in the scene, this intricate ornament and this bust of John the Baptist, and turn them into alpha brushes that we can then apply to the surface of the gate. Let's start with the ornament object. I'm going to hide the stone gate and the bust for now, so we can focus entirely on this one model. The first step is to see how Bildeform generates the height map from this specific object. I'm opening the Bildeform panel on the right side of the viewport. The first thing I do is click Set Camera. In the target field, I'll select the ornament object. The add-on automatically creates a new camera and frames the object perfectly. For the best quality, I'm increasing the resolution X and Y to 4096 pixels. With the default settings for now, fall off method 2, and kernel approach for mode generation, I'll click Generate Bas Relief. You can see it instantly creates a bas relief plane, and more importantly for this tutorial, a height map preview appears right in the add-on panel.
The initial result looks good. I can fine-tune the depth using the strength setting under bas relief settings. Now for the key step, I click Export Height Map. This opens a file browser allowing me to save the generated depth information as a black and white image. I'll navigate to my Pictures folder, create a new folder named Build, and save the file as stonegate1.png. This PNG file is the alpha brush we'll use later. Now, let's repeat the process for the second object, the bust of John the Baptist. I'll hide the ornament and its relief, and make the John the Baptist bust visible. I select it, go back to the Build panel, and set it as the new camera target by selecting it from the drop-down. I'll adjust the camera view and increase the focal length to 85 millimeters to get a flatter, more orthographic-like angle, which is often better for faces. I'll keep the resolution at 4964 by 4964 and click Generate Bas Relief again. And there's the result for the bust. The add-on has successfully captured its depth. In the bas relief settings, I can also change the color space from sRGB to linear Rep 709. This can sometimes alter the detail rendering, but for this, I'm happy with the initial result. Now, I'll export the second height map, naming it StoneGate2.png in the same folder.
Okay, with both of our height maps saved as PNG files, I can now return to our main stone gate scene. I'll hide the bust and its relief, and unhide the gate, and stave the gate. I'm selecting the high-resolution pediment and switching over to sculpt mode. This is where we will use the alpha brushes we just created. In the brush settings on the right, I'll go to the texture panel and create a new texture. I'll then click Open and load the first image we exported, stonegate1.pm. To apply this texture as a stamp, I go to the stroke settings and change the stroke method to anchored. Now, when I click and drag on the surface of the pediment, I can precisely place and scale the ornament's detail directly onto the mesh. I can do this multiple times to create a nice, symmetrical design. Next, I'll switch to our second alpha brush, the bust. I'll go back to the texture panel and load Stonegate 2.png. Using the same anchored stroke method, I can now stamp the face of John the Baptist onto the pediment. As you can see, the result is quite impressive and detailed. The final quality will always depend on the camera angle and settings used during the height map generation. From here, you could use standard sculpting brushes like flatten or smooth to blend the edges and further integrate the details. This demonstrates how any 3D model can be easily converted into a high-quality alpha brush using Bildeform, providing a fantastic way to add complex detail to your sculptures quickly.